Welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with Asperger's syndrome and the like, along with tips and advice along the way, be it your general health versus your mental. So if you've been following me right now, as you know, I've been doing some autism and awareness videos versus basically just some other videos this month, hopefully just to jazz it up while I try to, add a bit of variation for you guys so that you don't get bored to death, obviously, for some of the videos that I share with you, all based on the autism related series, regardless what it may be. Even though, as I said to myself, I need to do them because obviously, be it Autism Awareness Month, some of those topics hasn't been addressed and some of it needs to be addressed here. So this one's going to be a motivational kind of video again, if you've been following me, because obviously if you're into any of these, as said, don't forget to smash the like button, or feel free to, subscribe on the bottom right hand corner, because as I said, I do this on the daily as much as I can on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, depending on my timetable schedule, and weather related also. When I take you out, where I go and do my fun and games and whatever else it may be. So this one's going to be all about loving yourself first, putting yourself first out there, as we know that everybody once in a while will have their own everyday personal struggles of whatever it may be, for a lot of reasons, and some reasons may be in saying this, that they feel that they're not accepted or blended into the world around them of a group that they are into, of their social cliques, versus basically maybe they're just not getting appreciated enough by their peers or even their partner. They may be feeling rejected down and out, hearsay, by somebody in particular in their group, or even here in saying this, basically that they obviously just getting rejected from maybe the employers as well. But whatever it may be, however, we should be able to try not to feel too down and out, and actually trying to stay positive and be in the right frame of mind, and also in saying this, having the right support networks. In this day and age also, I'm just going to share with you with the time of my relationships, and that even though you may have heard of some of my stories already, basically of my everyday struggles with my past relationships, basically, and saying this, regardless if it was a violent one, some of them obviously in the past leading up before the violent one that I had of 8 years, like I had one for at least 6 months, and that didn't work out obviously because of his own personal reasons and my personal reasons having to go our separate ways. Obviously, after supporting him for that 6 months, regardless of it all, I believe, and in saying this, that, I thought that maybe it was a good idea for us at that time. And saying this, obviously, another one for my key example of the relationship was only for 2-3 months, obviously, and he was a foreigner trying to get a green card to stay in the country of New Zealand, obviously, and now and again I hear from him, but then again I don't understand this. But just to let you know, like anyone, I was trying to make everything picture perfect for most of my relationships, past and present, obviously, despite what I go through, even though I always hide behind a mask, or mask up everything that I may feel, regardless, in the inside out. And I know it's a bad thing for some of us to do so, regardless of it all, because obviously some of it for me in this day and age when I've been doing it is the fear of rejection, fear of acceptance, and everything else. Maybe a fear of being happy after being treated so wrongly. In my past relationships, while I've been in some of the rough relationships, I was always dreaming and wishing and hoping that, I would have a picture perfect kind of relationship like you see either A on the TV or B in reality, of someone else you're seeing walking down the street, holding hands, laughing, whispering and that. But sometimes then you question, is this the reality? Even though sometimes, not all of it was what it seems. In saying this though, however, I lost myself through certain relationships, basically, and the negativity was being built upon this, on myself, as well as some of my, self-confidence, self-esteem, and everything else that was going on around me. The mental health of relationships for me was, I wanted to be happy like many others and be at peace, and obviously I wasn't getting that. I was trying to, make people, see me for the real me, regardless of the masking and camouflaging of what I do, you say. I needed to make myself happy time and time again, regardless of how and what I felt at that time. I was trying to embrace myself and love myself and trying to put myself in self-care, put myself first before the relationships, as well as, you know, putting the guy first in the relationship, even though sometimes I was so self-absorbed in the relationship with some of them that I, as I said before, wanted to make a picture perfect, you know, put it in a picture frame of perfection, hearsay, we could call it. Everyone has their flaws and imperfections though, however, no doubt about it, and in saying this, that we should be able to, you know, be accepted and loved for who and what we are based on these flaws and imperfections, and we should also start looking at ourselves from the inside out of this as well. In saying this, we shouldn't have to also rely on everyday makeup for females or even males that may choose to wear makeup just to hide our flaws and imperfections or hide out our scars and whatnot, because obviously at the end of the day, the right people will hopefully come along and love us from the inside out, regardless if we're wearing makeup or not. It's okay to wear makeup now and again just for a confidence boost. However, it's not just, you know, hiding the flaws and imperfections. Even though I feel sometimes also in saying this that when certain girls wear makeup, you know, they cake it on. It really makes me ill seeing this. I don't mean to be judgmental if you feel I'm saying this, but I'm saying this is just based on what I've seen and walked through. In saying this though, with most of my everyday relationships, I tend to also push people away from me, you know, pretending everything was alright when it's not, and I try to be the big woman, trying to, you know, act tough and try to be the strong one through it all, despite what I've been through of my everyday struggles. We need to be real and true to ourselves though, however, knowing when to ask for help and not to be afraid for help, because obviously asking for help is never a sign of weakness. However, I am now learning, as I've been in this relationship that I've been in for 5 years, obviously, of this person that you may have seen floating about on my channel, basically. And we have had our rough patches now and again, but we are getting there regardless and whatnot. And saying this for us, that basically, you know, we have our laughs now and again. And I'm actually now starting to actually accept who and what I am, regardless, even if, you know, the opposite, he may not, I don't know. We are the makers and changers of our everyday lifestyle and our everyday life in general, regardless, and no matter who we meet, we can, you know, bring out the best in others regardless, I believe. You know, nothing is wrong with loving yourself first and putting yourself first, though. However, as I've learned, basically, sometimes it's all about self-care and looking after ourselves, and I'm learning that right now, trying to be at my peace within myself. Sometimes when I'm away from the other half of mine and actually just trying to find what makes me tick and what makes me get along with it. So, in saying this, now I'm going to quickly give you a few tips from an Aspie, how to love yourself first, and then you can comment below if I've missed anything to challenge you guys. So number one is stop caring about what others may think or say about you, regardless, because at the end of the day, what matters is what you think of yourself. I'm learning this in this day and age because obviously we live in a world of insecurities, regardless of it all, and then we get obsessed into the means of in our world of beauty. If we truly loved ourselves, however, we must allow, you know, the way we look define our, you know, perfection or personal value. First and foremost, we need to hold on to the pride in what we do eventually. Number two, learn to let go if need be. We should know when the time is right and when to let go, because obviously, you know, in some days, you know, when we have our bad moments, be it if we had a real bad relationship, you know, we'll have that tugging of the strings, and sometimes in saying this, we tend to hold back on relationships and sometimes tuck it away in our little pockets, and sometimes in saying this also, when it comes to the letting go part or just holding on, there's sometimes we just pray and wish for that other person to change, and sometimes it just feels like it's just a one-way street for most of us working on the relationship of whatever went down with us, I believe. In saying this, however, you know, we let the weight, you know, we let this weigh us down, regardless of it all, of holding back and allowing the judgment dictate our own confidence. Here's the truth though, however, we've all been hurt, heartbroken, misplaced and whatever by others, yet we can't resent these feelings for what we could do for holding on to them or handling them more power than what we really deserve. Number three, win yourself over. As we know, we are 100% a dead catch for anybody, and we need to just make sure that we are happy within ourselves and at peace with ourselves, as I said. So you don't have to feel you have to treat others basically with what you might need to remind yourself, though, to surprise yourself and treat yourself once in every while to do so. Number 4, don't compare yourself to others. This is a given that many people do this. We're all guilty as charged. I'm one of them, obviously. I used to compare others once upon a time about, some people I always looked up to, of the ones that used to bully me and stuff, maybe in the way of their looks and everything else, and in saying this, I just thought to myself, why should I, Also, in saying this, though, life isn't a race, life is a journey. Life is a journey to be fulfilled, to be, explored, to enjoy ourselves and others around us. Life is a journey basically full of growth, as well as really of the acceptance of any changes to be made, be it in ourselves or others around us, or to let go of certain things that we can't, take control over. The other person may be wishing they had everything we had, regardless of what it is, as well as the independence, maybe, as well as the freedom that we had on the opposite hand, Also, in saying this, number 5, build strong friendships. It's important now and again if we can find people we can trust and talk to and lean on in our downsides. This is important, as this will determine who and what we are as a person, and who you're going to be in the near future, as well as saying this, also who's going to be there for the long haul regardless. Number 6, get healthy. Obviously this is no brainer. Obviously our body is our temple, so what we do with it is up to us. Obviously to exercise, to eat right, sleep 7 hours a day, avoid the alcohol and smoking and whatnot. 7, travel alone. Sometimes it's okay to travel alone, because obviously when traveling alone, we can obviously be ready and prepared for any, as I said, the changes ahead upon us. And that, in saying this, traveling alone also gives us a quality time of, maybe rekindling about ourselves and getting to know ourselves a bit better when traveling alone. And in saying this, traveling alone, you might never know, you might love the places that you've been in on your own, and maybe you'll find a place that you can call home, and also a safe haven for you to just have the time out for yourself when needed. And number 8, know what you deserve. This is an important one, because obviously we deserve to treat ourselves right. No matter what we've been through in our lives, we shouldn't put ourselves down, and regardless of that we need to just be able to be at peace and happy within ourselves of what we've come and accomplished in our lives. So this quickly ends a brief overview of loving yourself first, of putting yourself first. Smash the like button. Feel free to comment below. Feel free to follow me on my social medias. Feel free to also subscribe to my channel, as I said, because obviously I'm trying to do this on the daily, Monday to Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, time permitting, as well as weather permitting, for hopefully taking you out on a journey with me. So no further ado, guys, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you can keep up to date with what I get up to as well. So thanks for your support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time.